Joe, I was kidding earlier about this, but in a way I'm not. I don't think that A&M is going to blow out Miami. But Connor Wegman's a dude.
Okay.
Connor Wegman is a dude. Defensive line, did you I don't care who they're playing against. Did you see him? I don't care. When you look like that, I don't care who you're playing against. If there's a top 3 wide receiver unit, Ohio State, Florida State, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, Texas A&M, they have weapons on top of weapons. The question becomes with me, if they can protect Connor Wegman with the weapons that they do have, Joe, and what we see, Bobby Petrino clearly calling plays. Jimbo talked about it in the postgame. Like, guys, did you see me with the play call? I had specific little things on a sheet of paper, and I let the coaches coach. Can't believe I'm going to say this, but I told you all offseason, I am really I'm not going to write in on a team that was 5-7 a year ago. What I am going to do is say they have dudes all across the field. It looks like Jimbo made a right decision here by going with Petrino and not calling plays. I'm just so intrigued by what they could be, and I can't believe I'm saying that.
Well, you've always had a soft spot for Jimbo and Texas A&M.
I hate. Let me write this. Let me write this down right now.
Okay.
I as an LSU fan, I hate Texas A&M. I think they are pompous. I think they think that they are better than what they are. They haven't won a national title since 1939. They suck. The only national title that they've had the last 5 years is in cow meat judging. They're meat judgers. Veiny, triumphant, ribeye meat judgers. Okay? It doesn't matter what they've done in the past. It doesn't matter what I think of Jimbo.
Okay.
What can they be? If Petrino's calling plays with these weapons, they can be something. I'm not saying they're going to the playoff. I'm not saying they're winning a national title. Joe, can they win 8 or 9 games? That is doable.
Yeah. So here's the first thing is I'm going to concede that Texas A&M last year it was like, oh my God, it was like watching a car on fire barreling down on the highway. It's like, what is going to go wrong next? They looked like a normal top 25 caliber team. I know against a bad opponent, but they looked cleaner. And I'm going to reiterate what you just said. Connor Wegman is a dude. He is going to be a highly sought after draft pick. He's got a live arm. He can move. He can throw on the run. I really love what they're bringing to the table with Wegman. I think that he is going to be very productive this season. I'm leaning for Texas A&M to win this matchup with Miami for that reason. I love what Evan Stewart has done, and it looks like he's gotten even better than he did last year. That combo is going to help set them up, and their defensive line is going to help set them up. But this game will not be lopsided. I think that Miami is vastly improved from last season. Their offensive line, they have
they got dudes up there now.
Yeah, they are mauling people. And I'm blanking on the name of the young freshman that they added. It's going to come to me in a second. His brother's also on the team. That kid is a freakish athlete. They have a really good young core along that offensive line. But what is going to hurt them and why they're going to lose this game? They're going to run the ball just fine. Like they've got a number of guys that stood out to me.
Let me. Are they with that D line from A&M?
I think we're going to be surprised. I really think that Miami is going to come out with Parrish Jr. and Fletcher Jr., the two backs that got a lot of carries against Miami of Ohio. They looked really good, and they were picking up just a lot of long gains. They've got good acceleration and burst to separate. But dude, Tyler Van Dyke stinks. I can't watch that. I can't watch this guy anymore. I'm done with it. Like they really couldn't have gone out there and gotten somebody else. They should have let him hit the portal, and they should have gone after even Graham Mertz would have been a better option. The fact that they were
and you hate Graham Mertz.
I don't hate him. I just don't think he's good. But Tyler Van Dyke is terrible. He's terrible. He only threw for 200 yards and struggled against Miami of Ohio. Flip on the tape. He's not good. If this game gets out of hand, it's going to be because he makes a mess in his pants. It's the guy needs to not be starting, and I'm worried about what the other backup options are.
So if you think he's that bad, then why do you think it's going to be closer than it is? Running the football is just running the football. I mean, like if he is still that bad, and we believe that A&M does have weapons offensively, good O-line, good running backs. They got two former they got the Reuben Owens kid, Le'Veon or the Moss. God dog it, I always blank on the receiver's name. It's not A-Chain. What's the other kid's name, for crying out loud? God dog. He's been there since 1986. I forget, but they have weapons. Isn't it Anais Smith?
Let me check.
Okay. It's driving me nuts, but the kid's bananas, Bananas. Okay. Why would I pick? Let me ask you this question.
It is Anais Smith. It is
okay. Anais Smith. Why would I pick Miami to keep this close if Tyler Van Dyke is what you say he is?
Because not only do I think that they're going to control the line of scrimmage offensively, I think that they're going to run the ball. They're going to kill the clock a little bit because they need to notice and realize that is their best chance at winning. The other aspect of this too, I think that their defensive line is also not that far off from Texas A&M's. Leonard Taylor is freaking good, and their secondary has a lot of athletes. Cam Kitchens is going to be a first-round pick. If Weidman makes any mistakes, it could result in a fumble or a pick because they're going up against some really elite premier athletes. My concern coming into the year for Miami is that those athletes had not developed in their time in Coral Gables, and they're starting to look like they've developed. They look like they've gotten there. They can dominate this game along the line of scrimmage. And if they do, I think that this keeps this game a lot closer.
So I'm not going to agree with that fully either, Joe, mainly due to the fact that you have potentially, and you do draft stuff, potentially you have 3 first-round picks on the defensive line for A&M. Walter Nolan was all over the place. He's been on – people say, oh, well, Blake, they played Rudy Poo State. He did it against Alabama. He's done it against LSU. He's done it against big-time opponents. This isn't anything new.
I get that.
Nothing new.
I see. This is
McKinley Jackson was all over the place. There's nothing new.
I'm not saying that they're not going to be impactful, and I'm not saying that they're not going to win this game. I really do think that they win by 7+ points, 7-10 points, somewhere in that range. I just don't think that this ends up being a 20-point margin of victory. Like, I don't think this is going to be some smack you around, get you in and out, game over type of a game. I still think that there are going to be some growing pains with this Texas A&M team. It is not going to be a perfect immediate transition for them in game 2 against a quality opponent. This is also, just like we talked about, Texas A&M is no longer a dumpster fire. Miami also appears to be no longer a dumpster fire. First quality opponent in the second week. Not all of your problems are going to be completely ironed out. It's going to be a little bit. I think they're not going to be fully clean.
The old adage is that you make the biggest jumps from week 1 to week 2, right? Okay. Tyler Van Dyke on Saturday went a whopping 17 of 22, 1 touchdown, 1 pick against Miami of Ohio.
That pick was bad too.
Very bad.
So bad.
So again, if you're going to give me if this comes down to if both teams are even, they're going to get theirs. Both teams up front are pretty decent. Give me the better quarterback. I'm going to go A&M here.
Yeah,
so I'm assuming your pick is A&M. Do you have any type of score prediction on this one?
I'm going to go with 31-24.
Damn it.
Is that what you're going to go with?
I went 31-21 A&M.
Okay. I think that's realistic.
I think it feels a lot bigger than the 10 points.
You think it's going to be a garbage time touchdown at the end, kind of keeps it a little closer?
No. Well, for Miami, yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I think they run one in late, and it just, you're like, oh, well, they kept it close. Now, you know what's interesting here, Joe? If the SEC and A&M loses to Miami, a lot of people are going to be talking shit about the SEC.
Oh, I am going to absolutely be talking shit about the
Texas
SEC.
Beats Alabama, The SEC is going to hear a bunch of shit. But you know what?
I don't want that to happen at all. Continue. Sorry.
Well, the only thing that I'm going to say is good on it. Good on
It's
it.
good for college football. There's balance.
Like people say I'm an SEC homer. SEC teams not named LSU, I hate their guts. I don't know why people think that. I just think that when you recruit at that high of a level, there's something to be said about it.
Yeah.
Something to be said.